I've got I've got a brand new job now. Hello,
Oh,
good evening, all. Good evening, and welcome to another session. I tell you what, it's hot today, in it? Oh, yes, yes. By the way, thank you for all the best wishes and stuff. My dad is doing really well. He went into hospital. He's had it all done. He's had his hernia, put it back in place. Anyway, I hope you like my background. This is my home for the next 29 days. I am staying with somebody everybody knows. I'll give you a clue. All right, baby. Anyway, no, no, I'm not joking. No, it's a background that I got, and I thought, wow, let's have a nice background. So, no, it's my home. No, no, I'm not saying that I've got a rubbish home. I haven't. I've got a nice home, but I wish I had a home like that in the background with a piano and everything. Can you imagine me on the piano, everybody? Anyway, I've got
mm.
the wonderful Mark Manfus here. All right, hello, Marcus. You all right?
I'm all right, Steve. How are you?
Good, good, good. I hear that Bradford's been having problems. There were some sort of was it fighting in the streets up there? Some kind of somewhere in Bradford they had a great big street fight or something. It was all over the internet.
Oh, really? Okay. I must have missed that one. I didn't get an invite, so I wouldn't know. I've not been watching the news. So if there's been a big fight in Bradford, it's passed me by.
Well, I'm not. No, I was looking on Facebook the other day. It was a great big fight between Essex boys and the Bradford boys
Oh, we're at a
over.
football fight.
No, no, over a week.
Ah, now that's what that was all about. When the motorway was closed off and we couldn't leave Bradford, and the
That's
police were searching everyone's cars. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. They were looking for a week.
God above.
Yeah, I know. They found
You're
it on
fading
somebody's
into the background there. Did they find
like
it,
that.
Steve? I need. No.
Hello.
They didn't. Did they find the wig? Did it?
Yeah, yeah. It was on its way to Scotland on the milk float.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, has it been returned to its rightful owner?
Well, I did see him on. I did see the person on Facebook the other day, and he was
Oh,
wearing
right.
it. So yeah,
Thank God for
yeah,
that.
yeah. Thank God for that too. Yes. Anyway, Facebook, if you want to ban somebody, hurry up. Please do me a favor. Anyway, good evening, guys. Oh, Tony, Steve. Why can't I get on your Facebook? I seem to get your radio page all the time. Because you're not my friend, mate. You're not my friend. So you've got to, what you've got to do, you've got to friend me, and then you will see the video. Um, Steve, can you tell me who you got on tonight? Well, yes, this gentleman next to me is Mark Memphis, and he's what you call a bit of an entertainer. He's not very good, one. Not very good. That's why he lives in Bradford. You know what I mean? You know, they pay people. You know, he did a gig the other day. Two people. You know, two people. Yeah. You know, but Bradford. Don't go to Bradford. Watch him in Bradford. God.
Hang on a
They've
minute.
got
It's
to
weird
get.
you should say that. It's weird because I did a gig yesterday to two people
Did you?
in down in South Yorkshire in Rotherham, down that way, and there were because everyone was outside. Nobody came in the pub. It was so I was singing to an empty room. Then two people came in, which I was very glad for, and they had a wonderful time. So it's
So,
weird that you
so
should bring that up. Many a true thing said in jest.
there was mice. Well, they were enjoying it today. There were two little mice there. Yeah, and they were kind of like getting up, dancing and boogieing. Yeah, especially to the
Those
alcohol.
mice they look like they were looking for something to make a nest with.
Well, Yes, well, there's a lot of places in Yorkshire you can make you can make a nest with.
Oh, sure there is.
Anyway, yeah, oh yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, famous witch.
what are we
Did
talking
you
about
do?
tonight, Steve? Let's get
Well,
back on track.
yeah, let's get back on track. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
what I want to talk about tonight, guys, is this. I thought, well, should we talk about politics, about what's happening at the moment? No, because I'm not very good at politics, you know. So I thought, let's talk uh, about whatever, you know. So it's all for free. So what I want people to do, I want people tonight who is watching. I know most of you, some of you are on the YouTube channel and the other channel, the radio channel, but you're never watching it on here. Oh yeah, separate two. What I want you to do tonight is I want you to send your questions, and we'll have a free go evening. So we've got to tell you the truth, all right? So any questions come in,
Oh,
what we'll do, we'll just tell you the truth if anything happens. Any personal questions, leave it out, guys, especially about me. You know, guys, I've been married 8 times, but 7 times, you know, and please don't, all right? So there you go. I've got the first question here. Oh, hello. Um, Donna, hello, Steve. Can you ask Mark, when he is going out gigging, what is his favorite sort of music that he likes playing? And do you ever decline someone's request? Good question.
oh, it's a good question. Well, I'll answer the second one first, if I may. I do decline some requests, and the reason for that is because, to answer the first part of the question, I just do songs from the 50s and the 60s. So if somebody comes up to me and asks me, could I possibly do Living Next Door to Alice by Smokey or Sweet Caroline, although that did come out in the 60s, admittedly, I tend to do the early 60s, like more rock and roll sort of stuff. So yeah, that's the sort of music I do love to sing, and it's you know, and it's the music I grew up with, and it's music I enjoy. So yeah, sadly I do have to turn down requests because simply I won't have it. Why would somebody who does a show with songs by Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, Billy Fury, Roy Orbison, Marty Wilds, and you know I could go on. Why on earth would they have Living Next Door to Alice lined up as a possible song to sing, or Human by the Killers, or The Working Man, whatever the hell that song is? I always get asked to sing that
That's
when
a
I go
good
down.
song.
Well, I know it is, but it's not really what I'm going to be singing.
Yeah, but
You
it's a
know,
good song to. It's a good opening song if you're going down to like the miners' clubs or the workingmen's clubs, isn't it?
yeah, but if I'm going to do The Working Man, then I might as well do Living Next Door to Alice and
Or
some Ed
build your
Sheeran or
butter
something.
song.
You know, all that jazz. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
so yes, but if it's within, if the request is within the sphere rather, not Sophia, sphere of the genre of music I do, like if somebody asks for a Buddy Holly song and I haven't got it, like they ask for Peggy Sue, I'll sing a few lines of it a cappella, you know what I mean? So I do try to honour those requests best I can. But I have about 250 songs in my little database. So there has been times when I've had a request thrown at me, and you know, very fortunately, I've got it. So I'll just wheel it out and do it specially for them off the cuff.
Great, thank you very much. Lisa, Steve. Have you ever been chucked off your own radio page and your crossroads page for any reason at all? No, no,
It
I
should
have not
be.
yet.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen one day. Yeah, no, not
Yeah.
yet. I got a ban for um 2 days on Facebook jail. But my Twitter account, if you go on my Twitter account, you'll see I'm always kind of like doing something on there, and I'm always getting banned.
Tweeting. You're always tweeting.
Yeah, yeah, tweet, 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 tweet. I always tell the latest thing on there at the moment is it's about the government, about saying about the broken cabinet, and I've got a broken cabinet on there, and I've got told off. So that's that for that. What else can I say? No, I'm usually all right. When I do have guests on, it depends who I have on. Sometimes I do give some guests, a bit of a kind of like get turned off sometimes, or probably have a conversation with them. But I love it, and no, I don't think. I've done around about 500 and some shows now, so and 20 23,000 people, something like that, on my YouTube page. So, you know, what's that, in 2 years? Quicker than that, really. So anyway, Steve, this is Rob. Could you tell me, does Mark always do the 50s and the 60s music? Why don't he go into the early music era, like reggae or any other music, especially
Mm.
what? Hang on, what? Does that? Was that supposed to be Fred Astaire music? No,
Fred Astaire, no. Oh
1920.
God, right? Yeah, yeah, Roaring Twenties sort of music and
What's
1930s
he on about?
musicals.
The Roaring
What he's
Right,
asking
okay.
is, yeah, do I branch out away from the 50s and 60s? Actually, on Saturday night, I wasn't going to work originally. I was supposed to have a night off, and I ended up filling in for a friend of mine who runs a pub in Bradford, and
All
she didn't
right.
have a singer. She asked me, could I do a gig? And I said, yes, okay, I'll do it. It was going to be my night off, but why not? And then she asked me if I could do songs from the 1980s, because I think that's what originally they had billed, somebody singing songs from the 80s. So I do know these songs because these are songs I heard when I was growing up, and the songs that I occasionally sing on karaoke. So I did do a two sets, 45 minutes each of 1980 songs, and people seem to enjoy it, and I had a good time. But I was very self-critical because it was a little bit under-rehearsed, a little bit off the cuff, and then when I did the normal show that I do yesterday to two people down in Rotherham, but I was saying to Melanie, it was a little bit like on Saturday night when I was doing the 80s stuff. I was like walking around in a brand new pair of Doc Martin boots, and I was getting blisters everywhere, and it was really uncomfortable. And then when I did the gig yesterday, it was like I was putting on my favourite pair of slippers, and everything just felt right. And the reason I don't do I don't turn my hand to lots of different sorts of music, I haven't got the voice for reggae. There's a certain sort of voice you've got to have. Although I do like some of the stuff like the old Fred Astaire stuff and even like the 1940s and early 50s crooners like what's his name, Matt Monroe and all that sort of stuff. I do like it, but I'm not quite sure it would go down very well in some of the places I play. I don't know. I think it might just be a little bit too old-fashioned. What I have discovered, and it was really, the point was driven home on Saturday night, like I say, when I did the 80s show, that I can do the 50s and 60s stuff quite competently. And I think when you find something that you're good at or that you can handle quite successfully, I think you should just stick with it, because I've seen a lot of singers and they have all these different shows. They'll have like a dance covers show, a reggae show, look back at the 90s show. And really, to me, some of these singers are like jacks of all trades and masters of none. They're just like trying different things, and none of it really works. I think you should concentrate on finding it is, what it is that you're actually good at and what it is that you can convincingly deliver, because otherwise you just come across as like a karaoke singer, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like what Clint Eastwood said in Dirty Harry. He said, "A man's got to know his limitations," and I think that. Did you catch that? A man's got to know his limitations.
Yeah.
And I think that is really. No, I don't think there's anything more truer to be said than that. Certainly in terms of performing and entertaining.
Brilliant, really good. Steve, can you tell me the favourite guest you've had on so far?
It's me, Steve.
Oh,
It's me. It's me. It's me. Me first, Beth second, and an Elvis tribute that you used to have on third. Everyone else are brilliant. Don't get me wrong, we love them. But yeah, it's me. Next question.
Favorite guest? Oh gosh, there's lots, there's loads of them. But if you're looking at like emotional, let's look at three sorts of people. One, you got emotional. So the emotional one is where I interviewed somebody about she was being trafficked, used for prostitution. That was a really sad one. I had to get counselling after that. That was really kind of like um, really really bad for me. There was another one called Roland Chesters, and he's got HIV, and he came on talking about his HIV, about his career in Parliament and stuff like that. That really hit me. And actually, 2 weeks ago, I've actually met the guy. He came all the way down to Devon to meet me, and we had a good chat on that. And he joined in with the stroke club that I run, and that was really funny. And just a normal guy, and but he's kind of like you know he's dying and everything. But the trouble is, he's still living, and that's what we need. And there was somebody else. He was 18, and she was going through quite a bit. So we've had some good nice people on, but I think the trouble is, what you got to realize is that the people that we have on, they don't get paid. Like Mark doesn't get paid for it, and we just really appreciate when people come on, because then we can kind of like get it out there and everything else like that. Whether it kind of like goes anywhere, the broadcast, really, as long as people pick it up and watch it, that's all what we're worrying about. We're not worried about the views and everything like that. All we want to do is, if somebody's listening to our conversation that could help somebody, I've done my job. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Yeah, because I think certainly with your show, because you have quite a diverse, guest list, as it were. You've got people coming on talking about very, very serious things, and then sometimes we talk about serious things, don't we? And then there's other times we have frivolous nights where we just talk about wigs for half an hour, and then there's other nights where it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we'll see where it goes. And I think it'd be quite hard to have a specific favourite guest, because it's quite a diverse thing, really.
Yeah.
But secretly, I do know it's me, Steve. I do know it's me.
Oh yes, Mark. I do love you, Mark. Yes, I do love you. I'm jealous.
Not in public,
I'm
Steve.
jealous.
We agreed last time.
Okay, baby. All right. Okay, so question again. Right. Okay. So, what is the most views that you had onto one person? Right. That's got to be what's his name? Reverend Kelly. Remember Reverend Kelly? He was on X Factor, or was it Great British Talent? Um, was it Britain Got Talent? He was on. Yeah. And what it was, we had him on, and I think if you go onto YouTube, I think it's around about 23,000 views so far on that. So, and that's it basically. So that's the most person. What else is it? Have you had anybody famous on? Yeah, we have had. Yeah, we got Mark. We had Mark on. Yes, Mark Memphis there. He's famous. He lives in such a place
Infamous.
called Bradford.
He's
Yes, yeah,
infamous.
yeah, yeah. You know Bradford and Bingley. You know the people wear those bowler hats.
Oh yeah,
Where
yeah. The
he
old
was in.
building society. Yeah,
Yeah, do you remember that?
yeah. Just about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they
Bingley
used
is
to.
Bingley's just up the road from Bradford, so it's quite near. So it's yeah. So that's But anyway, carry on. So what are you going to tell me about Bradford and Bingley and the bowler hats? Yeah, I can see this is leading to somewhere because you
No,
don't
no,
just
no. I'm
mention
just saying.
things out of passing. You don't, Steve, because there's always somewhere you take it. And it's usually a
No, no.
cheap joke
I'm
or
just,
a cheap laugh.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do in Bradford? Do people wear bowler hats when they're
Ah, right. I see.
in the water, in
No,
the clubs and everything?
no, sadly not. No, no. Oh, you can hear the sirens again, Steve. They just wear police helmets in Bradford. Lots of policemen. There's always sirens,
Hey,
isn't there, on a Monday night? Always. And dogs
always,
barking. Ah, well.
someone's, I just forgot to tell you, someone's just nicked your gear, mate.
As long as I've got my wig, that's all I care about. And it's there on the
Yeah,
mantle.
oh, that's a bit. Probably walk back, wouldn't it? No, back to the questions. I see a question from Mark. Why did he go into music? Was there anything else he wanted to do?
I think it's always been music since I was a teenager, really. I had no, when I was at school, I had no ambitions to be anything, really. Had absolutely no aspirations. I was fooling around on a guitar. So when I left school, I was convinced I was going to form a band and be a guitarist, not a singer, mind, a guitarist. And that didn't quite work out. And I eventually did have to join the rat race, as it were, and I got myself into warehouse work, and I eventually climbed the ladder up to warehouse management. And then when I was 40, how many years ago was that? 13 years ago. Circumstances in my life, I took voluntary redundancy and I became a weekend singer. And I think I've always wanted to be on a stage doing something. Never thought in a million years when I was younger I'd be a singer. That's how it's worked out, and I think I'm doing what I was born to do.
Right. Okay. Um, Mark. You in Bradford. The football club had lots of problems, especially with their supporters. Does it still? Does the pain still hurt in Bradford today? Serious. This is a serious comment. Sorry to ask.
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow football. I don't really know that much about what's going on with Bradford City. Where I don't even know what division they're in, if I'm honest with you. But what I will say about Bradford City is the followers and the fans are extremely loyal, and like most football fans are, but in Bradford particularly. And I don't know if that's got anything to do with that sense of community that we had back in the 80s when there was the fire that killed all those people. And that is still something that that haunts Bradford to this day. People still talk about that horrible day, and that was like nearly 40 years ago. I don't think there's any. I mean, apart from the usual disappointments of, i.e., not winning particular games or what have you, and facing relegation. I mean, I'm trying to. I'm not even going to try and sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I genuinely don't. But I mean, I know people that support Bradford City, and they just love to go, and they're there through thick and thin. So I'm not really qualified to answer any in-depth
No, that's
questions
fine.
about. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Mark. James here. Do you wear A lot of people who I know who do music, they wear lucky socks, lucky pants. What do you wear?
Um, I don't have any lucky socks or any lucky pants, although I have to make sure that I'm wearing black socks, simply because I think it looks better. I have gone on stage with socks which have had a pattern on, or a minion, or a Doctor Who TARDIS on the side, perhaps, or something like that, or Star Wars in lettering. And I just think, I've looked down and thought, oh my God, because of the way I dance around on stage, the pants go up and people can see these hideous socks. So I make it an absolute rule to wear black socks. I also make it an absolute rule to wear black briefs, not boxer shorts, because I dance around a lot, and I have watched videos of myself back where I've worn boxer shorts, and let's just say the lighting can sometimes be a little unflattering, and
Right.
certain things can be made out, and it's a bit embarrassing, really. So I wear black briefs to keep everything together, but also in the event that if I ever split my black, because I wear black trousers or dark trousers, if I ever split the trousers, then if I had like white jockey shorts on underneath, they're going to see what I've got on underneath. So it kind of it's a bit of a safety blanket and a safety net. But no, not
Right.
no
Okay.
no lucky no lucky clothes, just practical.
Okay. Brilliant. Really good. Um, Hi, Steve. Where did you meet your beautiful wife to? Oh, um, we met at school, um, and all those years back, and she was going out with my best friend, and I was going out with her best friend, and we used to go out quite a lot, and I used to wind her up about a horrible white bag. To we talk we talk about it still today, and she says, "Why don't you just shut up about it?" But I we used to wind her up about that. And what happened was I was running the school reunion one day, and she wanted a ticket, and told her a ticket. We got together, kept onto her, and we got together, and that was it. It's all history. But yeah, I'm happy now. Steve, are you going to do any more telly? No, no more television now. Um, that is one mistake, biggest mistake in my life I've done, and no, um, I'm not going to go there. I'm happy what I'm doing at the moment. I'm doing loads and loads of things, and I'm trying to get my life sorted out, and I'm not to that. No. Um, was Mark, if you were in government right now,
Hmm.
what would you change and why? And that is from Luke.
Well, if I was in government tonight, I would be voting. So I don't know how it's gone. I've not kept an eye on the news for the last few hours. I'd be voting, a vote of no confidence against Boris Johnson. I think he should be removed immediately. So that would be
Yeah,
something I
yeah.
would do. That'd be the first thing I'd do. Um, it depends. I mean, I wouldn't be in the
If
Conservative
you were
government.
yeah, but if you were prime minister, is that what
Right.
you're
Okay.
asking, Luke? Yeah, Luke is saying if you were prime minister, what
Hmm.
would you change?
Um, well, I mean, there's a few things I'd, because I think I'm a bit of a socialist at heart, really, deep down. I would abolish the royal family monarchy. So I think that's just ludicrous and insane and obscene with everything that's going on at the moment. Um, I would be taxing the hell out of profits, like what's been suggested with the energy companies, and I'd also do the same with the, um, like any profits made on fuel or what have you. But I wouldn't tax the hell out of them just for the sake of doing it, just to sort of like to I'd tax them more than what they are being taxed, but enough to encourage them to not throw in the towel, as it were. Um, but I guess all my ideas that I would have if I was Prime Minister are quite idealistic, and they're all made with absolutely no insight or experience or what have you. It's just, I just think the whole system in the world, let alone Britain, is very, very unfair. And I think it'd be a job and a half really sorting it out. But getting rid of the royal family, that'd be the first thing I'd do, because I think it's hideous.
Yeah, yeah. I would keep Charles. I would keep Prince Charles because he could come in handy, can he? Well,
Well,
the FA Cup, we could use his use.
Yeah.
And also, we could kind of like keep Hungary. We could put him on the firing range and let people shoot at him.
Yeah.
But anybody else?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's people that support the royal family and all the rest of it, and the flag waving, and I know that they bring in a lot of tourism and all that lot. Yeah, fine, brilliant. Keep them there as an institution if you want, but the whole thing of us commoners having to fund that, I just think is obscene. So it's that really I would get rid of, the whole system aspect of it, because I'm quite sure they've got enough money in their coffers to keep going until the end of time, really.
I'm glad you said that. Now, where's the question gone for, Richard? Here we go. Richard, I have just Googled that, and actually, the Queen gets paid from the government. I think it is 4.5 mil a year, not 4.5 mil a year. All that money she gets, gosh. I wish I had.
But that's just the Queen. That's just the Queen. Somebody has to pay the wages of all the servants, the security, the maintenance of the palaces, and all that jazz. That's a dirty word. Sorry, Steve. All that jazz. My mouth's getting very, very dry because it's very hot up here. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I think there's a little bit more to it. 4.5 million.
Yeah, but the trouble is, though, you know what I would do? I would get rid of the monarchy, right? I would use all the palaces to kind of like put all the homeless people in there, right? All the people who's living on the streets. That's what I do, right? I will all these things going on about stop the Arabs going, give the Arabs the government about the oil and everything else like that. I think that is a bit of someone's got money in there, I think there's a bit of a fiddle going on in there.
There's backhanders going on left, right, and centre. We know that's true. I mean, I've got a slightly different idea about what I'd do with Buckingham Palace, because if we're going to have them there as an attraction to bring in tourism and for people to wave flags at, then let them keep Buckingham Palace. Let the royals be funded by people that want to fund them. They can go and visit Buckingham Palace and buy little postcards and pose for pictures with what are the beef eaters or whatever they're called. I'm sure there's a way around it. Yeah, I'm quite sure there's a way around it where they aren't the massive drain on the public purse that they are. Like I say, I think I'm a bit of a socialist at heart, and I just think there's enough wealth in this country that could be distributed a little bit more fairly than what it is. But like I say, I'm not educated enough, and I'm not in the know enough to know how that could be done. But I know for a fact there is.
Yeah. Okay. Steve, what do you think about what's going on at the moment in the country with Boris? Look. I don't do politics, but all I can say is this: that Boris needs to have his haircut, then he needs to go to Essex to buy a wig. Then he needs to come back, and he needs a permanent holiday in in Spain somewhere or in another planet. I think he needs to go on
Another
to another
planet.
planet.
That'd be nice. That would be nice. Let him colonise. Let him take a few mistresses there. You know, a few employees of his that he hasn't yet had a go at. Let him go to Mars, and he can colonise it. Problems sorted, and Boris will be happy as well.
Yeah,
we're all winners.
He could take Andrew with him, can he?
Oh, you mean when kids have grown up? When kids have grown up a bit, you mean?
Yeah.
We can say it, Steve, because he settled out of court. It's okay. We just refer to that.
Yeah, okay, court then. Anyway, but sorry, I'm not going. But yeah, okay. Where we going? Amanda. All right. Do you ever get any women propositioning you, Mark?
Never happens. Nor do I want it to happen. Never happens. I've got Melanie. I don't need anybody else, and that's a genuine answer. And it never happened when I was a teenager at school. Never happened wherever I've worked. I've never ever been that sort of person that got propositioned.
Right. Okay.
Sadly.
Another one from Amanda. Have you ever cheated on your partner? Any two of you? I'll let Mark go first.
Never cheated. No, never cheated. I've always announced the end of the relationship to because I've been married twice before. I've never ever cheated on them. I've always said it's over, and it was a little bit more tricky with the first wife because we had small children. With the second one, I just walked away and ghosted her, and I've ghosted her ever since. Yeah. What about you, Steve? Come on. Bit of scandal. Come on.
With me, well, I did it to my ex. When I was going out with Michelle, I did it with Michelle. I was in a hotel, working in a hotel on a desk, and I met somebody there. Well, no, I didn't meet somebody there. And I know somebody, and what happened was I spent the night with her, and I was still with my wife. I was
dear me.
I was knocking 3 women up at one go.
What, you had 3 women on the go at one time? Oh my Lord! Yeah. Did any of them know about any of the others?
No, not until. So what? This is what happened. I was working in the hotel on the desk, and in the morning, I woke up in the morning, and she kind of like this Dawn left, and as she was going by the corridor, along the corridor, my wife was coming up to see me. Right? So she knocked on the door. She said, "You're right." She said, "Whose blouse is that?" You know, I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's one of the workers." And what. And and she believed that part. But what happened was the night after, because I was seeing Michelle behind my wife's back, because my wife was having an affair. That's why I kind of started having an affair. What happened was Lynn took me to see this Dawn at a pub, and I had a meal with her. So can you imagine it? You got Lynn in the car outside this pub, right? She's in the car on her phone. I'm in there saying that I got to speak to somebody, so I goes in there. I start having them. I didn't even get to my meal. Then all of a sudden, I goes toilet. I come out of the toilet. There was Michelle and my wife, right?
Mm,
So I'm done for, you know,
mm. Very
and
messy.
and that was it was very messy. So the point is, if you want to take somebody out a meal, don't go anywhere where people know you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Um, uh,
Go to Essex or somewhere like that, Steve. Or Bradford. You should have come up to Bradford. You could have taken her out for a
Bro-
curry.
yeah, yeah. Well, yes. I don't want to kill myself if I go to Bradford. Though. There you go. So that's that for that. I Steve, would it be possible if you could tell me what happened to the Channel Five documentaries? Uh, don't know, don't care, and move on. Um, that's it. Do you ever still get press after you for stories? Yes, we do. We get it all the time, but we don't kind of. The press is very devious. So what they do is they say they phone you up now and again, and they go, "Hello, have you got a story? We can make up a story." So one particular time, we had something to do with Kentucky Fried Chicken, where if you saw me in the sun, I was eating, pretending to eat a kind of like a KFC. I had a bucket, KFC bucket, where got lots of chicken in. Well, there was nothing in that bucket. And what it was, oh, except for one chicken, wasn't it? Yeah. And what happened was, so you had the person, what they do is they pay you for the story, so for the pictures. So,
Right.
and that's what most of these, it's what you call a mock-up setup.
Mm.
So, they give you the bucket, the chicken in it, and you go along and they tell you what to do and all that lot. But what you've got to remember is, guys, if you do things like that to make money, you've got to be very careful about the storyline because one minute they could say, "Oh, it's going to be good," but they'll make you out to be a right,
Mm.
you know. So, so don't go there. Money's good, but don't go there. And that's it. Right. Quickly move on. Quick. Um, all right, Mark. Did you ever get anything? Have you ever done anything like been in the press?
Yeah. Um, up
You
it.
nicked his wig.
That was never proved. Never proved.
All right.
That was thrown out of court on lack of evidence. Um, no, I've been in the local press quite a lot. For quite a good honourable reason. There's a cinema building up here in Bradford that was it was going to be demolished about 15 years ago, and now was part of a campaign group to save it from demolition. And we used to be I was like the spokesperson. Um, I was always in the newspaper, always on local television, local radio. I've been in the Big Issue and various other magazines and cinema magazines, all about this campaign to save the building. And the building's currently getting redeveloped right now, and it's going to be a massive 4,000 mid-sized concert venue. Um, fantastic old 1930s cinema next to the famous Alhambra Theatre in Bradford. It's happy ending to that story, and 15 minutes of fame.
Well done. Well done. But you haven't done any television or nothing like that. Oh yeah, you did with the.
Yeah, with the campaign. Well, so no, not really. No.
No, no, no. Right. Okay. What is the worst thing that you ever been on, Steve? Is that radio, TV? What I need more than that. TV. Right. God. Jeremy Kyle. That is the worst thing I ever done. And yeah, I will never do that ever again. And that was it. Mark. Does your partner sing at all?
No. She sings in the car and she sings along to the radio, but no, she's not a professional singer. No.
No. Okay.
No.
Mark, again, another question here. Mark, when you're going around in the car with your partner, what music do you sing? Sorry,
Do I
like
sing?
to sing. Yeah.
Well, usually we have smooth radio on. Her car, because I don't drive at the moment, I'm taking my test in October. Her car that she's got at the moment doesn't have a CD player in, so we have to listen to the radio. So if I'm singing, I'll be singing along to something that's on smooth radio, probably. I don't sit there and just sing. I don't suddenly burst into Halfway to Paradise or something like that, or Don't Be Cruel. I sing I sing a lot in the house when I'm doing things. I always find myself, I'm usually rehearsing or learning a new song. And like today when I went to get my youngest son from school, it's a 20-minute walk from my house to his school, and I'm learning a new Billy Fury song. And so I was walking I'd YouTube on my phone with the karaoke track, although I've got the professional backing track on my laptop, but I was just singing along with that as I was walking up the road. God knows what people were thinking, but I tend to do that a lot.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mark, there's a last question, guys. We've got to go. Mark, what is the most expensive equipment you got?
My Dynacord mixer, which cost, and I bought it new. It cost £1,200, and I got that in a sale as well. I think they're a little bit more expensive than that.
But they usually
I bought
£2,000, didn't it?
Pardon? Usually what?
They're usually around about £2,000 old.
Some of them are. I mean, the larger mixers, which I think are more for bands. I mean, I've got a mixer which is it's got more input, shall we say, than what I need, but it's a very very good mixers of Dynacords. I bought it with my last self-employment grant that I got from the government last year for COVID. I bought that, and I also bought myself 2 new speakers as well, which again were in a sale, brand new. That was a total of £800. So I spent £2,000 in one fell swoop. I just thought to myself, I'm gigging again. It looks like it's going to be okay. So it's an investment, and it's been a great investment. Because like I say, I sound a million times better with this new equipment. And the great thing about it is I'm on universal credit, which I had to go on when the pandemic started. So I put that through as an expense. So I still got my universal credit. I got some of it back, if you know what I mean. It was I felt like it was a bit of a scam, and I'm still waiting for the bailiff to knock on the door to ask for the universal credit back. But apparently, no, it's legitimate. I couldn't believe it.
Well, there you go. You're all right, aren't you? Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Mark, have you ever sung any songs and the equipment's packed up and you had to sing without the music?
No, but I have done gigs where I use a cordless microphone. It's radio mic, if you know what I mean. There's no wire, so it's got a little transmitter in it, and then there's like a little base station. And I've done gigs where there must be something in the area. There must be like an aerial that's on top of a taxi rank next door to the venue, where there's a lot of interference, and it's cut me out. So I'm like singing and I'm a bit like Norman Collier, if you remember him, the comedian who used to have the broken, thank you very much. That kind of thing where it's broken. That's awful when that happens, because there's nothing you can do about it. I I do have a microphone which has a cord, you know, a wire, but I don't like using those. I tend to get them wrapped around my legs for some reason when I use those. I've been using cordless microphones for 13 years since I started singing. So, but yeah, that's the. I never had music disappear, fortunately, but there's always the first time. It's going to happen one of these days. So,
Yeah.
lots to look forward to, I guess.
There you go, Mark. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you.
Nice one. Enjoyed it.
He's going to lie down now and bang his head and thinking, "Thank God that's over done with." And yes, and next, then he's going to go on eBay and find that wig that thing he's selling. Anyway, by the way, he's on Channel 5 soon. You know that, don't you?
He's on what? Sorry.
Channel 5 soon.
Yes, so I understand. Yeah. No, it's BBC.
Yeah.
I thought it was the BBC. Was it the BBC that came to? Yeah, I think it was the BBC.
All right.
Oh, if we're talking about the same person. If we're talking about the same person.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that'll be good.
Anyway,
that'll be entertaining.
Yeah, I'll record that.
I'll record it too. Yeah. I'll tape it for everybody I know and say, there you go, watch that, enjoy that, and treasure that.
Yes.
And they'll say thank you. Thanks very much. And I'll
be on edge. While I'm watching that, I'll be on edge just in case there is wig falls off of the way.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Okay. It'll happen. It's. I think there's a blooper reel where it kept falling off. And in this hot weather, Steve, you know what I'm really worried about as well. And I thought, no, don't say it because it's not a nice thing to say on the telly, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm a bit worried about him because doing gigs, if he's got glue holding it in place, this hot weather, Steve, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'll put it this way. If he's doing outside gigs, I feel sorry for him because it might catch on fire, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I've got to go because I'm getting told off by my wife. But there you go. You've got to have a laugh. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark. And by the way, if you want a wig, go to any shop. They sell nice ones. Mm-hmm. And you never know. If you see a wig flying around the place, pick it up. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
I'm behaving myself. Right then. Can't get off you now.